AA.
Listen to me, never give up.
No matter but the home never settle for.
This is Robert of San Bernardino County Radio Show on KCA NBC 106.5 FM 10 at 50 AM. We will talk politics, culture, and today. An incredible show. We'll go over Jamboree days up there at the Crestline, Lake Gregory with Rhea and Dirk. And then we'll talk a little bit about collecting coins and stuff from our friend from the Waterman Discount Mall, Dominic. So, or Mark? Yes. Mark. We'll get into that in a little bit, but first I'd like to mention our sponsors, Golden Pizza and Wings over on Olive and Waterman, over on Golden and Highland. Now they also have a spot on in Fontana, Rialto, and Colton as well. So if you'd like their deal, $7.55 plus tax all day, every day. Golden Pizza. Show head that you listen here to I Love San Bernardino and go buy a pizza, man. Help this guy. He's local. He's trying to make a difference, and he supports local, so we'll support him.
And it's delicious.
Yeah, and good pizza. Yeah, we have some right here, man. I'm feeding the fam here. We got a Pepsi, but they also got wings, so if you want other things. And from what I heard, they have thrifty ice cream there as well. And Mark would know because he works at the Waterman Discount Mall, and they're right next to him right there at Olive and Waterman.
I'm a fan favorite. I go to the one in Highland.
Okay.
I'm a fan favorite of their ice cream.
Yes, they're good people in there. The workers are always really nice and they always make the food really quick. Yeah. That's what I like.
Very good.
So that's cool. I'd like to mention our other sponsor, PAL Charter Academy, right? So if you'd like to learn more about PAL Charter Academy, please go onto Instagram right now and look up PAL Charter Academy, right? And then most of the stuff comes up on their main feed, but they also have PAL Charter Junior High if you have a student in that level, right? So they have a junior high and a high school. Now these charter schools over in Muscoy are, and there's one on a little bit out of Muscoy, it's San Bernardino, but like these charter schools are meant to help give kids a good foundation to start from. Maybe they're not necessarily the best in the public school system, and your kid needs a little extra attention. Well, these are the programs that you need to put them in. They even have a spot for the kids that may have had a bad day, and they need to put their feet up. And there's a counselor there. So their counselor happens to be a former council member, Bessine Littlefield Richard from here in San Bernardino.
Fabulous. Very
nice woman. Games and things too, right? So, I mean, you shouldn't always just punish a kid when they're acting up or a little bit rowdy or whatever, right? I mean, it's good to find other ways to give them for outlets, right? At least. I mean, and maybe sometimes they do need, a little one too, but let's hopefully, most of the schools will learn that, kids need more than just discipline. Right? They need love and caring too. So I see that a lot at PAL Charter Academy. Let me tell you, the programs are incredible. They got an automotive program, computers, video, you name it. They are getting into it over there. They plan on doing a garden. So, if you have a child that you'd like to give a head start, consider PAL Charter Academy. And they also have a great sports program over there. Brand new field. Brand new equipment provided by Sam Manuel. So Mr. Radden's a great guy. So if you're interested in that, their Instagram is the most active, and they have Facebook, PAL Charter Academy. All right, and I'd like to mention our I Love San Bernardino standout of the week. Today is Nardine Iskander and Jeffrey Martinez from Green Shack Marketplace. 40 years of service. Yeah, their daughter Benel owns the deli, and she's and the Green Shack in general as a sponsor of I Love San Bernardino, and we love them so much. Jerry's, like me and my mom will go there and just shoot the poop with Jerry for hours and hours and hours. He's a good guy. And then of course Nardine, if she's not working very very hard. She gets a chance to talk with us too. We have fun in there, and also they help so many people in groups, like with sandwiches and sponsorships and stuff like that. That I just wanted to really give the Green Shack a shout. It's not easy in the area they're there, and they really make the best of it. So, Nardine, Jerry, we love you, man. It's the I Love San Bernardino standouts of the weeks, and that's by Cindy Tom and oh my gosh, I gotta Mochi Nut. I was doing Mochi Nut.
Who else?
Cindy Tom, Mochi Nut, and BBQ Korean Barbecue.
That
today.
sounds
So
delicious.
these two places are located on Anderson and Redlands Boulevard, and let me tell you, that Mochi Nut is like it's supposed to be for breakfast, but man, they have these corn dogs or cheese on a stick rice dogs there that are to die for. They take and this yummy yam, whatever gooiness or whatever it is, and they put it in there, and it just, I wanted to eat two, but I had to share one with my mama.
I'm glad you did.
Yeah, well, she was probably glad that she wanted to herself, but like she was just glad that I let her have some carbohydrates. But really good stuff. So consider that, and there's also Milk Shabu on right across the street from Costco on Hospitality, and they have some really good food. Me and Amy go there often. They have a hot pot. Drop the vegetables in there, and it just cooks up, and you put the meat in there, and you dip it in the sauce, and just really good. And you get to cook it yourself. It's kind of interesting.
That's
it's just a little foodie thing, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of fun, right across the street from Costco. So, do what you're doing there and head on and have some hot pot. Just something different. All right, team, we have a great show. I'd like to, we're gonna kind of skip the history tidbit from me because Rhea is here today, and she is a historian in her own right with
you.
several books.
Several.
Yeah, so we're just going to go over the history tidbit of her books first.
Okay.
Okay, so let us know what books you've written about our local history.
Okay, I've written, mostly my books have been about the San Bernardino Mountains. So I've written 2 books on Crestline. One's called Images of America Crestline.
Wait, I've seen that book in Walgreens.
Oh my goodness, yes. And of course, Crestline Chronicles, which has lots and lots of words in it, about 37,000 words.
And
that,
I've seen that one in Athens.
I've seen it in good ones.
yeah.
Goodwin's too. Jake Goodwin's got all of them.
Well, we have them also at the Mountain History Museum in Lake Arrowhead.
Yes.
And then I also have 2 books on Lake Arrowhead. One is Images of America, Lake Arrowhead, which was the first book I wrote, and also Lake Arrowhead Chronicles. I've also contributed to about 10 other books, but that's neither here nor there. And I also write a weekly history column in the Alpine Mountaineer newspaper. And so far, I've written for 6 months, and we've gotten 40 years of history done. So we've been pretty detailed so far.
Good. And she also was kind enough to share that my grandparents' 75th wedding anniversary. That was awesome.
Yes.
And that really meant a lot to them. And they both have passed now, so
I
that
know.
was their last chance to really shine out there. And I appreciate you giving them that.
Well,
chance.
that was fabulous. And but then I did know them, so that was another good reason.
And tell us a little bit about your last name and your history up there in the mountains of San Bernardino.
Okay, my name is Rhea Frances Tetley, and Frank Tetley was the person that subdivided Valley of Enchantment in Crestline. He also was a California State Highway Commissioner, so he got to cut the ribbon on the Rim of the Road Highway when it became a high gear road in 1933. And then, of course, I've been there since 1976. But I've been visiting there, obviously, since I was a baby. So at my own house, we have pictures of me at the back doorstep when I'm about 12 months old, 16 months old. There at the back doorstep, and now my grandson is hanging out at that same back doorstep. So it's kind of neat.
That's awesome.
Generations and generations. And how did he get a road named after him?
Well, first of all, I was a state highway commissioner, and on the other hand, he used to name, wherever he had a subdivision, he always named a street after himself. So we've got roads in Hacienda Heights and many other places throughout Southern California.
So my grandpa did try that.
Yeah.
My grandpa tried that. They wouldn't let him do it up in Crestline.
Because I did want him to.
That's a long reach.
But it's still a very interesting process.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought I'd bring that up because I still remember.
You still remember?
Yeah, that's just what my family do, girl. But it's all fun in history because history has all different types of aspects to it, and over time you can change names of roads. Yes, it does take time. And if you saw Travis Barker got a new road over there in Fontana, isn't that awesome, man? You guys know Travis Barker? Oh man, he's one of the most famous drummers in the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Meredith
yeah.
Cardassian. Yeah. They Aquanetta Warren named a street after him over there where he went to Faux High and stuff. So, it's pretty cool.
That is a good way to get a street named after you is for your accomplishments.
Yes, absolutely.
That is a good
absolutely.
reason.
Yeah, yes, and especially if it's partying like a rock star. So, today we also have Dirk Rinker in the house,
We do.
And you're with the Crestline Chamber of Commerce.
That's correct. You got it right there.
Okay,
Robert.
and Crestline still doesn't have a true mayor yet, but
Actually legally prohibited, since we're an unincorporated area of San Bernardino County, we cannot have a mayor.
so that's what I was going to ask.
So
how are they still trying to incorporate the,
I have not
five
heard-
areas up
yeah.
there or whatever?
Oh, not the 5 areas.
Oh, no, not
I,
anymore.
and I haven't heard any more word of that in the last 3 or 4 years.
After you guys got all your new. That's good.
Yeah, after I came on the board of directors for the Chamber of Commerce, they said, no, we're not going to talk about that anymore.
Okay. Well,
Rinker has driven our name so far into the.
no. What it was, I believe, it was not the access to the equipment during Snowmageddon that kind of spurred a little bit of that.
Well, we
Yeah.
had just gone through an incorporation attempt and didn't make
fly,
it.
yeah.
No, it has everything to do with the lake. But we have the lake, and it's all beautiful and high and beautiful, and we have a new management company, so we're all happy.
Yeah, it seemed like you had new equipment up there too. So
Oh, yeah.
They
it's
did
awesome.
get, the county did invest
and
several million
they
dollars
should have.
in
I mean,
new
they
equipment.
should.
Yes.
That's like the heart of our area, and everyone uses those roads, and it's always clogged, man. And I feel sorry for y'all. Because us flatlanders really do clog up your roads, right? And leave trash and
Oh,
stuff
don't
like
leave
that.
trash.
So what would you tell? Like, should we, go up there and go sledding and just leave our sled there if it's broken?
No.
Probably not.
If you bring it up, you should
Probably
take
not.
it home.
Should we slide right next to the Highway 18?
Well, only if you want to die.
Yeah,
Yeah, only if you like the sound of.
should we be using common sense when we're up
Absolutely.
there? Yeah.
One of the
Absolutely
problems
common
is some people don't think they think cars are going to be able to stop right away, and you can't do that on ice. So they're going to hit you, and then we get sad because then the ambulance takes a long time to get there too. So you die.
Yeah.
So don't do that.
Don't do that. Okay.
Right.
The
And the other thing to mention is that a lot of times people think, well, it's just a bag of leftover
Trash.
Carl's Jr. or whatever.
diaper or whatever.
Diapers,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah, don't throw it out the window because we don't have street sweepers up there as often as you guys have
And
them
once a
down
car
here.
hits a diaper, it ends up everywhere.
It is
man.
right, and
No,
so
it's bad for the animals.
it's bad for the animals, bad for the environment. So definitely, if you bring it in, pack it out, and Crestline itself, every 6 months we have cleanup events. We have 30, 40 people going all around the lake, all around the different streets in town.
That is awesome. I have a question.
Picking up. I mean, so it's
is
not a street sweeper.
Is
It's
the 3:30 still open? I have some quick questions I got to get.
3:30 still open.
3:30 still
It is
Yeah.
open. Yes.
So
They're construction on it,
Yeah.
so you might have a delay.
so if people want to get to Jamboree Days, which is coming up next Saturday,
Yeah,
Saturday the
absolutely.
5th, you head up Highland to Highway 18, and just go up Highway 18 about 12 miles. 12 miles up is a turnoff for Crestline, or if If
So-
you're close to 10 o'clock when the parade starts, I wouldn't take the Crestline cutoff. I would go all the way up to Lake Gregory Drive
Okay, so those
and
two.
turn left there at the light.
So I know both those ways, but which one is technically faster? Like,
Depends upon what part of town you want to go
Okay.
to. If you want to go to the lake, go up to the Signal.
But don't
Signal,
speed.
okay.
Don't speed though.
okay, yeah, go to the
don't-
signal. Okay,
Well,
so just
especially
go to the
cruising
signal
now.
if you're
Yeah.
going to go to the lake. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it's probably
Yeah.
best. But if you want to stop through Crestline and kind of see the old town, you know,
Right.
head up there. Okay, one more question. Top Town Cafe. I see them posting a lot, and I love San Bernardino Robert Porter. I haven't had a chance to get over there and try the food. Have you guys eaten there before?
All the time.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
They have really great, I mean, they have a chef there that it is top notch.
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't like vegetables that much, honestly, but they serve a green beans that's got like almonds and bacon, and I mean, it's so good.
Okay, so if you don't want to go to Goodwin's and get a sandwich and some good deli, head on over to the.
Head over there, or if you like big portions, I mean, both the Top Town Cafe and Crestline Cafe give you great
And
portion
Tony's
sizes.
got great Mexican food, right?
Great
They have a good
Mexican.
view.
La Casita has great Mexican, but the I would say that if you like big portions, just Crestline Cafe or Top Town Cafe. Another place to mention is up there by Top Town Cafe called Mountain Cravings.
Okay.
They have a reputation for having some of the best Mexican food and some of the best like American food. If you want to,
Showing you, team, here is that these places are vibrant. They're a lot, and
Oh, yeah.
they have a lot of good food spots. You know, down here in San Bernardino, we're thinking, oh, it's up there, mountains, but it's really it's like 15 minutes away. Yeah.
but you know they're not a sponsor. But I got to tell you, if you went to England, you would not get better fish and chips than you get at Mountain Cravings and Top Town Crestline.
All right, I'll consider. I like
They-
taking my mom different places.
They have
so-
fantastic fish and chips.
Yes.
Good stuff, good stuff. And you want to give a
Large
little
portions again.
plug for the Chamber of Commerce?
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah, how do you find out more information? Like if you want a newsletter from you guys or whatever.
CrestlineChamber.org. We have websites there. We have a website at visitcrestline. Is it com or org? Visitcrestline.org, I believe it is. No, it's probably .com because I don't think we got the .org one. I don't visit it that often. It's only a bookmark. You know, I just click on the bookmark in my browser.
So Jamboree Days actually started yesterday for the picnic, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and so explain a little bit of the history of Jamboree Days. What does it represent, and I just noticed you have a turquoise arrowhead on. Sorry, the necklace. I love arrowheads, by the way. But what do you think is the best cool history tidbit of the Jamboree Days you could share with us?
Best tidbit of history is that it's still going on after all these years. It's sort of, you can directly go back to right after World War II and see that they were doing 4th of July parties for the community starting then. And we've gone through a couple different names over the years, including Mountaineer Days and Jamboree Days. So,
Why Jamboree Days? Because there is.
because we had Mountaineer Days and Wrightwood was upset.
Oh, really? I don't
So
know.
there was a separate Mountaineer Days in
Someone was telling me
Wrightwood.
there's a weird connotation with the word jamboree. So like, you
I-
might want to look into that. But-
I have no idea about that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Jamboree Days in Crestline has been going on. This is our 47th year. So
Okay.
47 years. Sometimes big, sometimes small, but now it is a big deal.
And
It is a big deal.
and every year I've not gone because I know it's gonna be packed up there.
Oh, it's fun
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
But even when you think it's going to be crowded, we're still talking not that many people compared to anything in San Bernardino.
And it's gonna be fun. You're gonna have fireworks and
We have a
Well,
parade.
we start the day at 10 a.m. with a parade, and if you decide to drive up for the day, I would just get there early. And I
Absolutely.
would. My advice is to go all the way up to the light on the Highway 18 and make a left down Lake Gregory Drive and come into town that way.
No shuttle service?
It's just easy. We don't have a shuttle service. We do have mountain transit buses, but
They won't
they
be
kind
there.
of interrupt their service
Service,
during
okay.
the parade, right? There's more parking on that end of town than there is going through the top town.
what about
direction.
parking at Lake Gregory? Like, is that worth it or like you got to
you
pay? But
You could certainly do that.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's $2 an hour.
Yeah.
At Lake Gregory.
No, $2 for the first hour, $1 an hour after that.
and
So,
unless you're handicapped.
So Ria's actually explaining that it's more cost effective than I actually said at first, which is, you know, a good deal.
I was just thinking there's a lot of parking there and people know how to get there. And so where's the parade at versus Lake Gregory right there?
Yeah, the
It
parade
ends at Lake
basically,
Gregory.
yeah,
Okay.
it ends at Lake Gregory.
Oh,
It
okay.
starts all the way up in Top Town and winds its way down
Okay.
through the valley into the main part of town.
I'd like to be at the end of parades.
But
to be
if you
honest.
park,
Yeah.
if you park somewhere around the lake, because there are turnouts there and so forth, or if you park on the side streets out around Lake, you know, Gregory and Crestline proper,
Or over by
then
the
you can
tennis
ju-
courts.
you can walk down toward the parade route fairly easily and find yourself a spot and just set up and enjoy.
Okay, yeah.
You-
You don't want to do parade and you want to do fireworks.
Well, that's
And
it. On
I
the
would-
other end of the day.
On the other end of the day, we start those. The lake closes down for its daytime swimming at 5 o'clock. They reopen at 6:30 or so. It's free to the public, so that anybody can go into the lake, set up a picnic, and enjoy the fireworks, which start right around 9. Why do they start so late? Why don't they start at 8:30? Well, it's still a little bit
Start.
light up there, and beyond that, the wind pretty much always dies down right at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
So we have
Makes it safer.
it makes it safer, and up there in Lake Gregory and Crestline, we have this little thing like you know, we're concerned about, which is
Fire.
Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the person who sets off our fireworks is Jason from
Yes.
Pyro Spectaculars, and he lives up there, so he's very concerned about
Yeah,
not
you don't
setting you know, and he knows exactly where to stage the fire trucks and so forth. So when he shoots these off from the surface of the lake in the big amphitheater that is essentially Lake Gregory Valley, you feel like you are sitting right underneath those fireworks. It is the most incredible fireworks experience I think I've ever had.
So you could see the fireworks from anywhere on the lake.
Anywhere around the
So
lake,
there's no need to
because
rush
there's
for,
this
like-
giant bowl. Anywhere around the lake, you can see
you
the
go.
fireworks. But definitely
are
the
people
best
all
place,
around the
the
fireworks.
best place to see the fireworks is from, you know, somewhere around the lake shore, right around there.
At
There
the
are
beach
people-
area. The
yeah,
free
there are-
area that they let you into is the best seats.
Yeah, and it's just an amazing fireworks show. I want to tell you a quick little aside. There was a guy I know from Lake Gregory, and he went back. He had to go back to Boston for a job over the 4th of July, and he watched the fireworks over Boston Harbor. And you think Boston Harbor, they're going to have, you know, it's Liberty Central, they're going to have a tremendous fireworks show. He came back and he said, it was nothing compared to what we do here in Crestline.
Wow.
We have one of the best fireworks shows in the country simply because you are so close to what's happening.
And it's reflecting on the water. So you see it go up and then it's reflecting on the water. So it's very fantastic. You're getting it both up and down. And it's a fantastic show, and it's such a small area, so it does feel like it's right overhead, no matter what part of the lake you're on.
And this part always is my favorite. I had to actually water ski on Lake Gregory during 4th of July. So.
It would have been a long time ago.
Yes, it
when you
was.
were, like,
My grandfather won a raffle or something.
when you were 2 years old or something like
no,
that.
I was old enough to remember getting up
Yeah.
on those skis and falling. But
Because
yeah,
they haven't allowed, you know, gasoline-powered boats on the lake except for the Rangers.
yeah, no, it was a special occasion, so they allowed
Yeah.
gas powered boats.
You
Yeah.
know, they also let movie stars make movies on the lake
With
and
boats.
use real boats
I
too.
bet you they do.
Yeah.
They charge a little penny, do they?
The county, you know.
I walked down from my house and I saw Chris Pratt filming something for Prime, Amazon Prime, you know, about stealth spies and this and that and the other, and
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, they have.
we
and,
film a lot of movies.
Julie
at
Roberts'
Gregory.
Homeland was filming up there, right down the street from me, and Obi-Wan Kenobi filmed on the mountains just right behind me. And
Was it Marilyn Monroe? Did she have a place up there in the mountain somewhere? Or?
Monroe.
Yeah.
I don't know about Monroe,
was
but
it?
I lived 2 doors down from where Merv Griffin had his summer house.
Maybe it wasn't Marilyn Monroe. Maybe it was.
Marilyn Manson, maybe.
what, Shirley Temple was there?
Oh, Shirley Temple's had many houses up
Probably.
there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably.
She has one in She had one
And
in
there,
Crestline.
Jay Leno had one on Lake Arrowhead, right? For a
Yes.
while with his
If you
cars.
go to the museum, you can go see a list of about 300 stars that have homes in the Lake Arrowhead area.
And if you ride that Queen of
The Arrowhead Queen will point out some of them.
Yeah, it's kind of fun, you know. It's
Yeah.
nice
And some of them they actually lived in.
Yeah. The coolest part about Lake Arrowhead, I must say, is feeding the fish in like
Oh,
the ducks. Yeah.
well, we have ducks and fish at our lake too.
Yes, you do, but like that's one thing that is very memorable because you throw it from the top but in those drought years, it was dirt down there. So when I went there last time, I'm like, I don't remember the fish, but like, wow, they're big.
I remember one year for 4th of July, we actually had a beach there at the village where the water wasn't because the water was down 20 feet that year. And so we had a big rock and roll concert on the beach, which was actually the bottom of the lake. And it was fantastic. It happened to have Dean of Jan and Dean.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. All right. We're going to start moving into the second portion of the show. I'll be
3 days, that's the
Yeah,
important part.
We'll definitely
That's
bring that up at
important.
the end of the show and remind everyone, and we'll be posting about that. Jamboree Days up there in Crestline on this Saturday.
This Saturday.
In the morning for the parade, in the evening for the
fireworks, yeah.
And if you want,
Festival.
JamboreeDays.com. It's really hard to find. JamboreeDays.com.
And
okay.
pack it in, pack it out.
Now
Yeah,
this
you know-
second part of the show will be brought to you by Ipiani Locker. The energy of positive thought. Am I
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We missed him today. He's taking the day off, well deserved. Little vacation time.
A little
And
positive energy on that.
We are going to take Monday off. Hopefully, just play the show, I guess. Yeah, and yeah, we'll take a little time off and relax and enjoy our 4th of July weekend as well over here. But thank you, Yanni, for everything you do, and we'll be back. Is that the 14th? The next Monday we're coming up, so we'll be back for that show. I haven't quite figured out who I'm going to bring on, but I have a couple of ideas, but I don't want to, let the cat out of the bag. So I want to tell a little story. So I go to Golden Pizza over on Alvin Waterman all the time, and I knew that there was the bong shop in the Waterman discount mall. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll go in there. I think the last time I went in there was to get pictures or something for a sponsor that I had in there, and they did some pictures for me. So I went in again, and I was like, oh, this is a nice little spot. There's a lot of stores in there, a lot of jewelry, and shoes, and things for window shopping and stuff, fun stuff like that. But then there's also like a video game store in there, right? And like a piñata shop, right?
Yep.
So I'm just going around to these different things. We got a piñata for Amy's birthday. Did you like the piñata?
I did.
Yeah,
Nice.
we filled it with adult stuff. Oh yeah, it was really adulty, like popcorn and
Getting hot.
candy. Yeah, the real good stuff. No, but so it's a nice little spot over there. Like it's vibrant, and so I'm like walking around, and I start seeing like coins. I'm like, whoa, this guy's got coins. Like, man, this guy's got cojones to be selling coins right here. He must be making a fortune. What's up, dude? How you doing, Mark?
I'm great.
He thought he didn't know who the heck I was.
I was just like, great.
He was just a weird dude
Yeah.
talking, he probably thought, I was trying to steal his 1909 VDB. But no, he actually is very knowledgeable about the coin game and
Thank
collecting itself. They do more than just coins there, correct? And
Yeah.
a little about yourself and the name of your business and the name of your wonderful wife who's with you today.
So my wife is on my left. Come on, can she come over? For a
Yeah,
second?
of course you
Come
can.
over, fella. Introduce yourself. Here, just come on over.
Yeah, she's got it.
She might not be on the camera, but she can. I can try. to
There you
figure it
go.
out. Come on over.
Yeah, my name is Ofelia Gondola, and I support my husband in the mall. I help you.
And
I
you have a
help.
beautiful flower shop too. There.
Oh yeah, we have one flower shop there too.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, now I know where I have to get my flowers.
Yeah, she does. Anybody in San Bernardino, may I?
Yeah.
Anybody in San Bernardino that wants your money bouquets, her and my sister-in-law, they do an extraordinary.
For the graduations.
Your birthday too, so
So yeah, you can always post on I Love San Bernardino your work.
okay,
So yeah,
post your stuff on there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I Love San Bernardino by Robert Porter, the big one. We have 40,000 members, and people do your variety of selling on there all the time. So I see people making a lot of money on my groups. I'm like, man, I better get into
I should get those.
so like I do have some sponsors. I do get sponsors here, and if you would like to be a sponsor here on the show for I Love San Bernardino, we have a spot open for a Business of the Month. So what we're going to do is we're going to be showcasing a different business every single week. We're looking for a sponsor to celebrate that. It will be $25 a show, so that'll be about $100 a month. So if you're interested in sponsoring the show and you'd like to do something good for local businesses, we'll mention these different businesses and we'll mention your business with it on the show, as you know. And then of course you get all the perks of being a sponsor of I Love San Bernardino and on my network. So I try to get your stuff out there, and that's what Cindy Ta is currently doing, trying to help us. She was a local business owner that came on the show, a former real estate worker, and she realized that last time when the real estate market went down, that she needed to change her business this time, right? Before the market went down again. So she started foodie businesses. And she started these 3 businesses to bring local foodie groups and businesses to our area. And I'm like, wow. So, I mean, the council people and the mayor have a hard time bringing those businesses in. So, like, it's incredible when a local that's got the money to do it decides to invest in our area. But to make it fun, invest, not just to make money, right?
Yeah,
but to make it fun,
and
too.
that's what we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
We brought a new level of trust to San Bernardino and not just San Bernardino, Norco, I mean, Menifee, Hesperia.
So this business, where's the main hub at?
So we're growing to a office which is coming in about September.
Mm-hmm.
That's under construction currently, but I won't disclose where yet.
Okay.
And then right now our full shop, full service appraisal, grading, coins is in the Waterman Discount Mall. We've been there 2 years successfully. Okay. So every time we go renew our license with the city is like, look, we're on board with you. We even there's some of the collectors in there as well. So the idea that we had together was like, you know what, let's get this, do it properly, get all the paperwork, get everything lined up, and start a business. Anybody could start a business, and I encourage it.
But we've lost I think it was Stamping Coin that we had in the Carousel Mall.
Yeah.
That guy, he just was getting old. So he and then the owner of Del Rosa's Stamping Coin, he's still in there. But
Yes.
it's hoarded in there. It's hard to move around in there.
Armando does coin shows. Armando does stay open for like 2-3 days.
But he's done his time, man. I pal kids from that guy.
And I've learned a lot from him, and a lot of other dealers in the business as well. And not only that, I've actually partnered. Well, I didn't technically partnered, but I've worked along with other pawn shops in the area. Court Street Pawn. I've worked Ukaipa, Highland. All of them know me. So when they get stuck with coins, they get stuck with go to American Coin Collection Shop. Go to American Coin Collection Shop, and then, or I've get.
Where again?
American Coin Collection Shop.
Where?
American Coin Collection Shop. Our Ford truck will be outside with the banners in the parking lot. We're always parked in front of the Waterman sign on Waterman. And then usually if we're not there, just come on in still. Always give us a call. By the way, can I mention something about the phone?
Yeah.
Guys, you have questions about your coins? Send me images. If I'm not replying, just send me images. But you won't be the only one, but I will definitely tell you yes or no. I want to be that dealer that you can come to, and I'm a straight shooter. And I'm proud to say this. Oh my goodness, I hope nothing, but we're the only 5-star coin shop in the entire San Bernardino history
So
for 2 years. Wow.
So he's being honest with you here.
Yeah.
But we're going to teach you a little bit about how to get a head start if you don't want to necessarily to call and because you want specific questions. You don't.
Yeah, correct.
If you find like if it's just a regular coin you don't know anything about it, it's like look it
Yeah.
up first a little bit. So this is how you do it. Like as an anthropologist and archaeologist, how we would do it is we would enter it into Google back in the day, but now you use Google Image, right? So you just instead of pressing the Google, speech to text, press the other button with a little camera image thing. It'll go to the image go. You take a picture of that thing and press. You search it. And more than likely, something similar to it will pop up.
Correct, and you were right. You did touch a good point on that. Another place to do that would be Numista,
Okay.
and I'm going to spell it out for everybody. Numista.
Okay.
It's a website, and it has blue with the N in there. You can check everything you want, but do remember, it doesn't reflect what a shop will buy for.
Yes.
So it's not, if you come in and it's 60 cents and we're telling you 30 cents, just know that we have to go back and resell that. Just like eBay. Well, we don't do eBay, but it's reselling, and we're here for you next time when you find something cool or exciting. We'll help you out again. And so we're here for you guys in San Bernardino.
So what if they have gold?
Gold, you can do gold as well with us. We buy gold and silver. There's times where I buy at about 80% to 85%, 90%. Depending on what it is, and then I buy a lot from the jewelers that are inside as well, and then I supply them with gold bars as well, because I work closely with a refiner. It's a long drive.
So Mark,
Yeah.
what does it mean to be a 5-star shop like you are?
Wow, it's
Is that? I assume that's not the lowest level. That is the highest level.
yeah, that's shoulders.
Yeah. Like years ago, it's
Customer
slowed
service.
down.
Yeah.
It's about customer service.
I helped a lady. Her name was I could say her first name, but her name is Michelle. And this is when we first started. She came into my shop. She had items to sell. They were hers. Her husband had passed away. Everything was in his name. She was about to become homeless. No joke. I gave her personally for what we started with. I'm not going to tell you what we started with our business, but we started our business, and I gave her $300. Mm-hmm. I gave her back the items. I'm not going to do that to everybody, but for her, she got her car registered, came back, showed us the registration. She stayed in her car for about 2 months, 3.
She pays the
So, yeah, insurance. She paid the insurance, and she was back on her feet.
Good.
And she goes to on 9th Street in Sierra. She goes to nights. There's a thing on Wednesday nights, so community for church and stuff like that. She goes there and.
Thank you for helping, Mark. 'Cause
I try.
Sometimes, people often ask me, "What do you do, Robert?" Like, I don't post everything that I do, but sometimes I just help people and I just don't tell you. And that's people. That's what it's supposed to be. Some people say, "Oh no, maybe you should show everybody." For example, I don't. It just really depends. I do a little bit of both. But a lot of times, if you walked by Mark, you wouldn't know that. But seriously, he helps someone get back on their feet. You could do that, team, even if it is something like just helping someone find a meal for the evening, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe your neighbor, we always share in our neighborhood, back and forth. Mm-hmm. So I know it helps our neighbors.
And there's amazing. I've met some of the most kindest, amazing people that you would never assume had an inkling of kindness in them. And I'm being real. Yeah,
and you're in an area but people call the hood, but the hood is so flavorful, right? I mean, and it's got such good body to it. I look at the hood as a mixture of all the good, bad, and everything in the world, right? So if you can fit in there and you go there and not be afraid. And just live there. If you're not in the bad areas at night, it's okay, right? Bottom you wouldn't want to be over there at night. Right?
Look, everyone has its bad points.
Yeah, everything
does.
Yeah.
But reality, when I first went into my establishment, I was like, great, this is where I wanted to be.
Were you there for the riots? You missed that one.
But
That was all.
But but after that, it became a new flavor, like you
Yes,
said.
yes.
And to be honest, there's great people such as my wife, or such as her. We've met a lot of great owners in there. They're family and people just like us, and that want to grow in our communities and help other people out.
How many business owners is in that place?
I counted actually, which is oddly this morning, not because of the show, but I counted almost 70 in that building itself.
Okay, and would you say that the number has gone up, down, and how has it over the last?
Oh, it's going up. Yeah, it's gone up, and their occupancy level right now, I think, is at like 80%.
Repetitive businesses are all single, like unique.
So you can get your clothing. I actually have my shirts made there, believe it or not, and these are some really good quality shirts.
So there's a lot of unique businesses. Like, do
Absolutely.
they let anyone go in there, or
Oh,
do they especially look for certain businesses that will fit there?
We've had when what was that? What was the one place that shut down in Rialto? There was one place that shut down in Rialto, and we had a flood of vendors that came from there and they have established themselves. We have another jewelry store.
It was the night market, I think.
Yeah, there was another jewelry store that came from that area, and she and her sister have done what is it, costume jewelry and stuff like that. But they've done really well.
Okay.
And she started from this small little space, and now she has a whole section. So
This is a place for you to
Yeah.
begin,
Grow.
team.
Yeah.
It's like they just subdivided Kmart.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah, like look, if you want to grow in San Bernardino, you get yourself go through the proper steps. Like you said, Google it. Google is a really good source, okay? But don't go to eBay, please. License. And business, go to the city hall here, and I mean down the city hall area, and go there to the business place and just start filling out. I know the names, but
Yeah, you can
just
do it, yeah, you actually can do it on our website.
Yeah, website and create yourself. Where's the camera? Create yourself a business and get to the Waterman Discount Mall as a way of wanting to pay your $600, $800, or $1,200
So
rent.
you know what my next question is?
Yes,
Well, how much does it cost to rent a space?
I just said it.
So that tier you just said is,
Shops in there that are paying
And-
way more than that.
and so there is higher, like 20, like maybe the 25 or more.
There's some spots in there that are nice.
8,000.
Well, no, I don't think that high, but I do know that there are some. Look, you can get tailor-made shirts. I've had people come down from Crestline such as Air Blue Jay, everywhere actually, and
We dress very well up there.
yeah. I mean, people have just shopped. It's just a.
It's just like a little bazaar. It really is. It's like a
It's a
market.
mini mall.
This is a good topic too because we got the inlet. All we have left here is the inland center and the Waterman to go anywhere. We lose both of those. We don't have anything in San
That's why we
Bernardino.
have to
So
shop local, and we got to go into these spots. That's what I did. Then that market. You had just bought like a very expensive penny.
I did, yeah.
What was that variety you found?
So wheat cents. So I'm going to clarify something too. On your wheat cents, guys, when you bring them into the shop, just know that when I tell you it's 2 cents, I'm not making $25 on your wheat cent. Okay, I'm a penny and a half or 2 cents
Have you
more.
ever tried to sell wheat in the first place?
When you get by the thousands in the bags, that's basically how I prefer to buy them. But we got in a 1914 Denver, which is on like a low scale of coins and very scarce to find, and it was graded. That was one of the ones that I wanted. I just recently sent out a request for a 1922 strong back, but no D in the front, and I got that graded. It's in the shop. You guys can come on down and take a look inside the Waterman Discount Mall. But I just graded 4 clients, all 1909s, 1909Ss, 1909 VVDs. I mean, I basically got them all.
So what he means grading is each coin sometimes has different levels of the condition that it's been in circulation or not in circulation, which
Yeah.
they call uncirculated, or inside of a case called a proof.
Correct.
Right? And sometimes proofs are even taken out and put in by themselves and all these things. So there's all this stuff with coin collecting that you have to be aware of because people can cheat you. They can cheat you bad.
Yeah.
And some of the craziest stuff I've seen, like literal, they take like something like a nickel or a quarter, and they'll shave off the
Yeah.
back of it. I have one of these,
Yeah.
and so they're
See,
and
it's an
it's
error.
thinner than a regular quarter, right? But if it is one that hasn't been printed on one side like that, it is worth a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
Because
A blank, yeah.
mistakes don't make it past the lasers anymore, right?
The mint. We do have actual error coins in the shop that you guys can come look at in the cases. The other thing too, please, your Sacagaweas, your Susan B. Anthony's, your President Kennedy half dollars that are from the bank. Eisenhower's, yeah, but that's a little bit different. But you're right.
Yeah.
You reminded me on that one. We don't want them. Listen, I those train station and get all the coins I want. Please. I'm not being rude. I like you guys, but it floods the comments.
What about
It's true,
What
though.
about a 1976 Eisenhower that's 40% clad silver?
Okay, that is another story. That depends on the silver market. Goes from about $7 to about almost 10, depending
So
on.
that's why it's worth
Yeah.
money, team. It's the metal it's made out of. Now you did give a gift here made of fine copper. Fine. So yes, you can buy fine copper nowadays.
Yes, you can.
I have 100-ounce bar of silver myself, but not one of gold.
And you said it was locked up in a safety deposit
Yes,
box.
it's
I remember
locked
you told
up.
me. Yeah.
Yes. So basically, when you keep things that are very valuable, you keep them in the bank.
Yes.
Right. And if you got things that are like you think this is worth $20 and you've seen it in a book, you can keep those in your collection at home.
Yep.
People don't know this about me, but on my free time, sometimes at night, I grade coins myself, right? But I use, I just look them up on Google, and then I slowly go through the stuff and start looking at the different things. Now, sometimes with these old coins, they'll do things like they'll put a D over an S.
Yes.
And like they'll reuse coins from another mint in a different area, or sometimes there's mistakes that were made during the printing process. An area got overlapped, and it's interesting. Some of these overlaps can be worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you have to find a buyer. Just because it's doesn't mean you're gonna get that for
And
it.
I will
right?
share this something with another thing, guys, that are live with us and listening, and you're hearing it from me. I go to coin shows, so I'm part of a coin club, coin shows, coin conventions. So is my wife Ophelia. We are telling you that when we're not buying your era, it's because they're not buying it as well. And then you ask us who. My ultimate suggestion would be sell it privately.
Yeah, I mean,
I hear it a lot. Sorry about that. I just
and who's
hear it a
gonna?
lot.
But yeah, who's gonna?
Because
Even with errors, like seriously, like the only reason it's worth anything is because someone says, "Hey, I want that," right?
yeah, most blanks are typically about eight to $15, and off strike, which about 10%, 30% are about from 12 to going on to 35 ungraded, sent off to get graded into slabs. And we hear it a lot. It's a common thing. And then you're like, but eBay told me this. Well, if eBay told you that, go to eBay and sell it. Don't go to any coin shop. If you've already got it in your mind that you don't believe any shop, don't go there to argue with them. Just go sell it on eBay.
The other thing with coins is of my collections, because you can collect a lot of different things
Oh,
in
yeah.
your life, right? And with my collection, it is actually quadrupled in value since I started collecting when I was a kid. And everything else didn't do that. Once eBay came on the scene, it's like the prices of Beanie Babies and everything just dropped, right? But coins didn't do that. Why do you think that was? Because they already knew the circulation levels?
That was I was going to mention that too. It is due to that. And
But they did learn that certain coins there was more in existence.
oh
Probably,
yeah,
right.
like for example, you've got your obsoletes, which would be your 2 cents, your 3 cents, your 20 cents, and those type of coins. Are especially the 20 cents. They were only made for 2 years.
Yeah, you have a 20-cent piece?
Yes,
or-
I do have one
How
in the
much do
shop.
those usually run?
The one that I have currently right now is about 150, 160 something. I got it on a little paper. I
See,
gotta remember.
coin collecting is not cheap.
Yeah,
Tim.
coin, I don't mean to like blast it out there in public, but
He's not going to blast it out.
But,
It's a treasure.
I have one that's 12 grand.
Yeah.
And it's a gold coin, $20 piece, and it is a mint era. The gold right next to the nose, so if you're sideways, the gold is literally up off the coin. And it has
that's
NGC.
so cool.
And it's one of one NGC
No.
grading, and yeah.
it's
Yeah,
not in the shop. That's in a safe deposit box.
It's not in the shop. No, no. It really is not in the shop.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
no,
not.
yeah, you wouldn't want to deal. That's
So-
it's the Waterman Discount Mall is pretty heavily good.
Well, there's
that thing
two-
is
I mean,
like a
you
Fort
gotta-
Knox itself, man.
Look, there are people. You'll always have people that are wanting to do something bad, but you know what? And
That's why we have insurance, right?
yeah, it's not even that too. But it's just look. Hey, everyone's down their luck.
Yeah.
Everyone's down, and look. I've been there before myself. You know, I know what it's like to not have nothing. We lost our house in a wildfire.
Wow.
And
Which
I started from
one?
zero in the Woolsey fire, 2018.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's horrible.
I came home to thinking I had something, and I'm trying to search for something.
I hate. Oh man, I know this is so sad, but
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I got my house
my-
I had a
burned in
massive coin
2003.
collection then.
yeah. So my cousin,
Yeah.
he was in the mold fire, and his coin collection burned in his fire safe, right?
Yes.
And his coins literally melted to his gun.
A blob.
Yeah. Do you still have them? Like, what did you do? Like, I was just wondering.
Well, I tried to. It was so hot for the Woolsey fire in 2008 that the gold leached about 2 feet into the ground.
oh.
It didn't cool because the ground was so hot as well. And
So were you?
I was trying to. I was shocked. I was in a state of shock. I didn't know how to recover from it. She's got video.
Could you pan that? Like, did you think about panning it or no?
The deputy was pretty much. Oh,
Okay. Take your time.
he was like, "Look, you can't do it. This is really bad. Come on, let it go." I was just like, you know what? I let it go.
Man, you should have called GPA. We would have been. We would have saved. But like, it's a sad situation, and it happened to so many people.
Yeah.
And but that's also a good situation for collecting coins.
Yeah, it brought me closer to my wife. And
Well, and also it makes it more rare. Other coins, right? As coins get destroyed that are in circulation, like that happened with a famous Ferrari just recently, right? So, like, you never know when there's only a certain amount of something and a few disappear, it actually raises the value of the rest. So, if they want to find out more information on their coins, where do they come and visit you?
you can go on our website at AmericanCoinCollectionShop.com. You can go down to the very bottom, reach out to us there. You can find us on TikTok at American Coin Collection Shop. You can find us on Facebook, American Coin Collection Shop, Instagram, everything American Coin Collection Shop.
And,
I think I said it one more time, right?
And
What
the
was it
Chamber
again?
of Commerce Jamboree Days.
Did you say AmericanCoinCollectorShop.com?
Really quick, Jamboree Days.
And if you're sick of the 100-degree weather down here,
Come on up.
come up to the 80-degree weather up there.
Oh, it's a really big
Yeah,
difference.
it's
It's
beautiful.
gorgeous. It's gorgeous up
And we
there.
have a
It's going to
one-
be a fantastic day on
And
Saturday, July
I want to
5th.
thank my lady Amy for coming on the show today, hiding over in the corner.
Wonderful smile.
You rock, Eric. We miss you, Ipiani. We'll see you next in 2 weeks, team. And this is Rob with the I Love San Bernardino County Radio Show. Oh, you have one more thing you want to say?
San Bernardino, I thank you for the 2 years of support for helping American Coin Collection Shop grow, and we will be here for next year for you again.
And we are.